Hello, today it is December 31st, New Year's Eve, and just want to talk about a few things that I've read today. Wish everybody a Happy New Year. Today I want to talk about 2012 apocalypse hysteria, because in the past few years, growing concerns from what ancient civilizations left behind has left some Americas on a driving quest to discover if the myths of 2012 have any true value. Whenever I reflected on this in America, I noticed that there are people that are following this social trend regardless of the facts. These topics are sweeping across the country and the world for that matter, and a lot of people are preparing for the worst. They argue over whether if it's science or if it's just all science fiction. The possibilities, they stretch the psyche, leaving unanswered questions affecting them on personal levels. And it's starting to lead to a modern belief that destruction is around the corner and a changing planet is something that humans aren't going to be able to live on. And there are countless websites about the year 2012 and on immediate response that the findings are pretty scary, and without us actually knowing the true meanings of what these ancient civilizations left behind, I believe that people are going into a state of hysteria, and they're applying what they know today or what they think they know with old world meanings. And most of these sites, 2012 is not that far away. 2 years is not that far away. In my research and looking up this information and trying to figure out a little bit more about it myself, I found a lot of college students who actually quit school so that they could finish their last few years on Earth, not worrying about what may happen and enjoying it. And there are lots of people who are gathering food and supplies, and they're hiking to the mountains in hopes to carry on the human species. And a lot of people are giving up on their faith, unable to understand why God would do this to them. In these such times, individuals like this are potential rogues to our civilization. And then as the countdown draws closer, these people become very harmful to everyone because they believe so strongly that in 2012 there will be no tomorrow. It will all cease to exist. Mass media has a huge significance on the 2012 issue, and you can't watch the Science Channel or the History Channel without there being programs on this topic. And most of those shows really end with grim salutations. The media uses these scare tactics to increase the ratings, and they don't really care on portraying what's true or what they know to be true. And this is blinding people to believe that they should be counting their blessings because the end is here, tomorrow, in 2 years. Even though these facts of true science and superstitions are covered, the evidence, according to television producers, is based on world destruction, and they just want people to believe that the world will be ending soon. And for those who just rely on television and the internet for their main source of news information, they feel like it's left in stone. We don't put enough of our real scientists who have studied these cultures on air enough to actually find what is true and what isn't. I noticed that this type of hysteria has kind of happened before in history, only on a different type of subject. When H.G. Wells wrote War of the Worlds and was broadcasted by Orson Welles, this sent many Americans down a path of confirmed disbelief. although the number of Americans that today, about 2012, we don't know how many people actually believe that this is going to happen. But an interesting fact that of the 6 million people who heard the broadcast of War of the Worlds, 3 million people believed it to be true. So that's like half of the people. And it's believed that, over 1.2 million people panicked. Just proving that the program was convincing enough that people did believe that we had been invaded by Martians. The mass public instantly manifested in paranoia of doom and destruction, and they're doing the same now. They're not questioning themselves, not questioning their morals, not questioning their ways of life. Most important, some will lose their respect to follow laws because their survival instincts have came to life, and they're just acting on impulses and responses at this time. So as the moment of 2012 moves closer, there's an extensively increasing amount of people drawn to the mysteries of the 2012. People are already going into a state of hysteria, brought on media, television, and internet, and people rely on these sources for accurate interpretations. Daily, the number of people who decide to quit school and start pouring their money into survival equipment and give up on their own faith are growing. The effects of this cataclysm spread all across America and the world with eerie suspicion, making people lower their guard and making themselves too vulnerable. We all must realize and understand that life is too precious to live in constant fear for every single moment, and even if 2012 does end tragically, you can't live your life trying to anticipate that, because it's something that's not anticipable. And the knowledge is the understanding is the only way that we're going to really understand this trend that's seeming to occur. Today on dig.com, as I do a lot of my news research there, amongst other places, I saw that an article that Mexico actually believes that in 2010, this year coming up, tomorrow, will be the year that the sky will fall. To their words. Now, in the article, they express a lot of ideas about wars that they had had in the past and all of the struggles they're going through, and even to the drug cartels. So, in that saying that, I kind of believe that maybe what that article was saying was that a social breakdown will happen within their country. Not necessarily that what the Mayans had predicted in 2012 would be coming true this year and not next year. But as I said a minute ago, regardless of the facts of it going to happen or it not going to happen, we can't live our lives in that fear constantly. We must understand that we have to live for the moment, for now, and give love and share love with the people that we want to be in our lives. So if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them. We'll be checking this, and have a good day. Happy New Year.